Well, this should be interesting to say the least. I didn't even know about this. This is from how long ago? 5 hours ago. And it's 5:59
Into
here.
this, guys. But before we do, hit that like button down below, please, and thank you. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms. If you are watching on those other platforms, make sure you hit that follow button on those platforms, okay?
Yeah, do all that. Go to his channel.
And
too.
of course, check out PascalMerch.com.
Yes, do that also.
We have got to take a look at this right here. Gives us some updates on what we should know so far, because I know not everybody knows exactly what the hell's going on.
That's
and there's a
certain.
lot of fire
That
going on out there in California.
Yeah.
Now it's spreading, and it's spread out. I mean, this is getting crazy. Okay, so they got the Hughes fire that started at about 10:30 p.m. 10:30 a.m. I'm sorry, Pacific Standard Time. Okay, in the Castaic. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Castaic North of Los Angeles, and grew to more than 3,400 acres in about 2 hours, y'all.
Okay, that don't happen unless there is some fire spreader.
This fire ain't stopping for nobody. It sounds like. By Wednesday evening, the fire grew to more than 9,000 acres with no containment. What the hell is going on?
I do not know.
But fire officials say they are, quote unquote, getting the upper hand.
Oh, are they?
How you getting the upper hand on fire?
Upper hour.
That's what I'd like to know.
Thank you, sir.
Unless it's like contained.
Yeah.
The only way
the upper hand.
It can be contained.
Yes.
The only way you can have the upper hand is if you
Put
fully
them all
contain that doggone fire.
All of them.
And I believe for sure, Creole Lady just said arsons. Yes, I believe that there are people out there running around acting a damn fool.
And maybe they're paid to.
Just lighting ish on fire.
You never
Let's
know.
keep it a bean. Castaic. Thank you, Weeks Teach. Thank you. So Castaic.
Whatever it is.
Castaic. Castaic.
Bless you for trying to figure it out.
Am I saying that right?
I don't even know, Holmes.
I'm looking at your stuff. I'm probably saying it wrong. Castaic?
Castaic?
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man.
Castaic.
Castaic. There we go.
Castaic.
Like stoic.
Thank you for writing it out phonetically. Thank you, Lady Tiger.
Thank you, Lady Tiger.
Okay.
For real. We got it.
It's late. Hold on. It's late. Okay? Y'all said yes. Okay. Castaic. Okay. I was reading because other people are Castaic. Look, I'll show you exactly what I'm seeing here. So this is a version. No offense, Missy. All right? No offense. But some of y'all are writing it like that. Castaic. Castaic.
There you go. So that'd be...
Castaic.
That'd be more like...
Okay, guys. It's late. All right? But I appreciate y'all for being here. Thank you so much for your patience. It means the world to me. Let's get back into the fire, shall we?
Yes.
We got to keep talking about this fire. So, as of tonight, this fire grew to more than 9,000 acres. Again, Castaic.
2 hours.
Just so you know.
So in 2 hours, 3,400 acres.
Castaic.
And by
so
Wednesday,
the fires grew as big as 9,000 acres with no containment. But fire officials are saying that they're getting an upper hand. And again, I'm still wondering how the hell do you get the upper hand on fire unless you are taking it all the way the F out. But that's just me. I'm still hopeful. 31,000 people are under evacuation orders, with another 21,000 under evacuation warnings. So a lot of people have jumped and dipset out their cribs. All right? So, a red flag warning was in effect for parts of Los Angeles County, indicating high fire danger. Water-dropping aircraft were deployed ahead of strong winds expected in the afternoon.
As if people
the
weren't
fire
already
is
leaving
one
Cali.
of 3 major fires burning in Los Angeles County. Now, it's been a while. It's been a while since we talked about the fires, okay? Because of the Palisades fire and all that. And it's crazy that they still have fires still going on, and we haven't talked about the fires in probably a week. Dang. Think about that.
That's true.
So the fire is one of the 3 major fires that are still burning in Los Angeles County right now as we speak.
New one,
parts of the 5 freeway north of Los Angeles were closed due to the Hughes fire.
That's insane.
Okay?
Absolutely
so this is
insane.
Crazy that it's
major.
That is still burning.
Nobody's
out here,
going to work.
And
Nobody's
it's
going
not
nowhere.
giving a damn. Okay? And don't worry, we're going to look at a bunch of different things because there's still a lot of stuff that's just going on. It's just so crazy to me. Northbound lanes on okay, we already saw. Castaic. See that? See that right there? You should be proud of me.
Yeah.
Okay? Northbound lanes of the 5 freeway in Castaic reopens. Just so you know.
Well, good
I got it. I got it now. So winds to strengthen overnight. What to know about the Hughes fire? Let's see.
There's a new wildfire burning right now north of Santa Clarita called the Hughes fire. This has all the northbound and southbound lanes of the Grapevine closed in both directions. And right now it's at 0% containment. Even though we had some light winds early this morning, the fire still began here after the 10:30 hour. You can see this smoke from that fire moving into areas like Moore Park and into Ventura County, blown in from the northeast to southwest. Those light Santa Ana winds have started to pick up here throughout the day and will still get strong as we go to bed tonight and into tomorrow morning. Here's a look at air quality for you as you take you towards Ventura County. That's where the worst air quality is at this time. The smoke is drifting from northeast to southwest, and it's hazardous and very unhealthy for certain areas close to the fire and just southwest of that into Ventura County. Oxnard, you're included. And another thing we are watching, the potential for a chance of rain as we head into the weekend. Now, that's going to be great for the firefight. However, the risk of mud and debris flows near the burn scars, depending on how much rain we get here this weekend, that will determine the threat. We'll be monitoring it for you.
Man, oh man. So there's that. So they say rain is coming. That's good, but it's not coming soon enough, which is very, very bad. And these are all within the last few hours, just so you know. All right. Because right now it is what? It is about 9:25-ish, 9:22 to be exact, in California right now. Okay. On the Pacific coast. So yeah. They got a long night ahead of them. Okay. So and then of course, let's just see this. It says, how did the Hughes fires spread so quickly? Lack of rain, relentless winds to blame. So a quick moving brush fire ripping through the Castaic quickly swelled to more than 9,000 acres Wednesday, forcing thousands of residents to vacate their homes and head towards safety. But how exactly did it grow so rapidly? Southern California's weather conditions created a perfect cocktail of dryness and a lack of rain and ongoing Santa Ana winds that helped fan the flames and spread. Add vegetation that has been dry due to lack of moisture, and that acts as fuel for the fire. The vegetation is extremely dry. This is what the LA County Fire Public Information Officer or a officer did say this.
This is what they're telling us.
We've had 2 years of above average rainfall. So you've got a lot of these light grasses where these fires can start. And if it gets into that old growth vegetation, there's a lot of energy there. Combine that with winds, and you've got a recipe for a very high rate speed or high rate of spread. The region has been particularly dry dry
at the same
with
time.
virtually no rain in recent months.
I don't know about
That's
that.
left the vegetation dry. With the return of the Santa Ana winds, warm conditions, humidity levels in the Southland have depleted. Although the winds haven't been as dramatic as the ones from earlier this month, they continue to contribute to the spread of the blaze. So again, they're saying a trifecta, a perfect, a perfect cocktail, as they said earlier, of just all bad things.
Yeah. So how is that
pertaining
perfect?
to dryness,
Anybody?
heat, fire, wind. And of course, that being passed on and going on, it starts a very fast spread of these fires. And of course, it's hard to keep up and it's hard to take them out. Since we're getting the upper hand, I'd like to know how they're getting the upper hand on this.
I'd love to know.
Hold on, there's a commercial.
Commercial, he says.
On behalf of Board Chair and 5th District Supervisor Catherine Barger, we're holding a press conference to give important information.
Oh, come on.
No doubt.
Let's do it small.
Baby steps and shit. Come on.
To the community of Santa Clarita and the Castaic area. I am Anthony Maroney, Chief of the Los Angeles County Fire Department. The Hughes Fire is now estimated to be over 9,400 acres with 0% containment, with no structures reported damaged or destroyed.
Well, that's interesting.
We have over 4,000
That's
firefighting
good.
personnel assigned
That's
to the
real
incident,
good.
and we had a very
Weird,
robust
if you ask
ground
me.
and air response to the incident that you see behind me.
Sorry.
The LA County Fire Department is in unified command with the Angeles National Forest, and we are getting assistance
He doesn't know
from
how
our
to say
state
his own
partners
city?
at CAL FIRE. I wanted to give a weather update
A weather
because
update.
the weather is what's predominantly driving this
Oh,
fire
boy.
and its spread right
Well, why
now.
don't we give you some of our
The
Florida
National
snow?
Weather Service has extended the red flag warning through 10 a.m. on Friday
Yeah,
for
you
most
might-
of Los
you
Angeles
might wanna
and
go
Ventura
look further than
counties.
that.
Light to moderate Santa Ana winds will continue tonight and into Thursday.
You think? Duh.
The
I'm
situation
not even a weatherman,
remains
and I know
dynamic, and the fire remains a difficult fire to contain, although we are getting the upper hand.
No, you're not.
They are getting the upper hand. But like I said,
In what
that's still,
regard?
excuse me, it still
For
does
real,
not
what
mean
regard?
that they got it done. Then, the other thing too is, if this is true, what Lady Tiger just said, what I just put up here a second ago, planes grounded for the night. The hell? Why? Now I can understand maybe the winds
flames
are
in
getting
there,
pretty
Billy?
intense, maybe because of the mixture of heat
Hmm.
from the fires and all that, etc. But at the same time, wow, the fact that the planes are ground, man. And then right now, they can thank their lucky stars that they haven't had any issues with structures going up in flames. So that's good news. But still, this fire's growing. And the fire's going to continue growing overnight, y'all. It's going to grow overnight. So again, I don't know. That makes me a
So
little...
we were-
that doesn't make me feel comfortable.
If I'm not mistaken, we were at 9,400. Jeez Louise, dude. 9,400 acres at 2 hours after it broke out. If it broke out at 10:33 or whatever. That means by 12:30 Pacific, it had went from 3,400 to 9,000 square feet, or whatever it is, acreage. And I'm guessing getting bigger. So, like, that's not good.
But I don't live out there. So anybody who's out there right now, let me just say, I'm praying for you guys, real talk. I'm praying for everybody out there because this has got to stop.
It
This
does.
just keeps on getting crazier and crazier.
I swear
Like I
it's
said,
like
this fire just keeps growing and it just doesn't stop. This
It's like the freaking hurricanes we just experienced over the last few years, and or definitely out over this last season. No question.
is insane. But there is more. There's a lot more. We're going to look at a good chunk.
My name is Joshua Gilbert. I've today lost a total of 152 pounds. With Advent Health, I had my surgery done.
I was thinking
right
that
now.
was a fire,
Let's take a
dude.
look
Oh my
at
God,
what's
looks like
been going
KKK
on
fucking crosses.
and what they've been covering as of late.
We've been seeing the wind pick up, getting a bit stronger, and as the smoke blows further to the south, they're certainly dealing with that. And if we look at flames up on that ridge, just above all those firefighters up there, the fire engines above where they're doing the chopper drops now with the firehawks and the water drops, those flames also beating back toward the south and the southeast. So that's the...
My question briefly is, how do we know they're doing water drops? They could be fucking dropping anything. Hence why it went from, I think, 3,400 to 9,000 acres or whatever in 2 hours. I'm just saying. They're burning the shit down. Reset time, you know?
That's the situation, and also the focus of this firefight on that flank, pushing it down in that direction. Lots of dry brush, lots of fuel that can burn over there, but also the concern, the Pritchett Detention Center, where they are standing by. At this point, they haven't done any widespread evacuations of the inmates there. They've got some 4,000 inmates, according to Sheriff Luna, who was talking about it earlier, but they haven't done that yet. Al will give you one last look. We throw it back here. Some more of the personnel moving in here. Fire, I think these are some more of what we've been talking about. The sheriff's moving in here, and also fire command moving in as they're going up to that ridge, bringing in more of those strike crews, more of the engines coming in here, some of the heavy equipment. They're going up to that ridge, talking about building some of the fire lines through there. So they continue to bring in a lot more resources, a lot more of the attack crews in here. LA County Fire moving. Look at all these.
Let me ask you, sir, is water one of the resources they're bringing in since the hydrants are freaking empty? Hopefully they're not at this point, but you get my point.
Engines moving, at least 6 of them, and they're still coming through. Just got off the freeway, moving up there. So they're doing the redeployment, as they talk about it at Fire Command, moving some of the engines around, trying to get ahead of the flames to work on shutting down some of the hot spots, also wetting down the fuel. That was one of the other big concerns, as LA City Fire also helping out. Here's some of their engines going by, certainly. But the big concern was trying to ease the heat load, as they were talking about at that press conference earlier, in that fire zone, using a lot of those engines on the ground and trying to contain better containment on this fire. Let's head back to the studio.
Great sight to see all those engines pouring in. All right, Ed, thank you so much. 7:55, let's get a final check.
It's a great sight to see all those engines pulling in if they have water and the supply is needed, but he just said they were bringing in resources, so you tell me.
For now, anyway, on that forecast with meteorologist Star Harvey. Star, he mentioned the winds are picking up, and you did forecast that.
You know, yes, I did. You know, I wanted to put out there, you know, that we had Chelsea out there, and where Chelsea was standing, she was saying that, you know, she wasn't really feeling that the winds were calm anymore. But then we had Ashley speaking with the family out there, and she was experiencing that calmer wind pattern. So I'm wanting to remind you all that depending on where you are, and sometimes in these isolated areas, winds may be gusting at different speeds. For this area specifically, where we do have the Hughes fire burning near Castaic Lake, we do have the winds currently at about 10 miles per hour, and there is a gust going at about 15 miles per hour. The temperatures out there have dropped. We're now down into the upper 50s, and the humidity levels are low. They're just at about 14% out there. Now, the setup is the fact that the northeast winds could strengthen, but also expand tonight into tomorrow morning. We are likely to see the peak of those winds tomorrow. That is when the National Weather Service, again, is saying the greatest period of concern will arrive. So that means that we could see those winds going anywhere between 35 to 50 miles per hour with those peak gusts. Our models are indicating for this area specifically that winds are expected to range about 10 to 15 miles per hour from now through the overnight hours, and gust at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. I want to stress that we will have isolated areas where the gusts will at times pick up with a higher intensity speed. Those same models do indicate that a slight uptick in our winds will happen around this area tomorrow morning in the 6 a.m. hour. And lastly, later tomorrow morning and pushing into the afternoon, we really see the winds picking up in the Castaic area. Now, the isolated area could also see those winds reaching the red flag warning level, which is 35 to 50 miles per hour. This is going to include for Los Angeles and Ventura counties, but also 50 to 60 in those favored mountains. So it'll be an area to watch. I just want to stress that. And of course, we'll be back a little bit later this evening to check on it. Back to you, ladies.
All right, well, we are watching the weather here. The winds, obviously, the big concern with all of these fires we've witnessed here in January of 2025. Fox 11 News has been on all day with this coverage here of the Castaic fire, the Hughes fire. Amazing to still see those helicopters flying at night, making those water drops. They've had about a dozen aircraft fighting this fire. You've had those fixed wing with the Phosgene right there, that water drop with the helicopter there.
12 aircrafts for this much land. That in itself is not correct.
They have different jobs, different duties.
Oh,
I will say this too, by the way. This is a little bit behind. This is a little while back, just so you know, because I wanted to show you guys more updated, like what they were showing before. Of course, they say, allegedly the helicopters are down, or aircraft is down because of the weather, because of the winds and all that. And real quick, I want to put up this super chat. Thank you so much, S-Dubs. I appreciate it. Dangerous for helos in the high winds, and for the big airplanes that cannot get the retardant to land in the right places. So yes, and thank you so much for that clarification.
Thank you.
And this is exactly what happened with the fires, with the Palisades fires. They had to literally just let it cook overnight because of the high winds, because of how crazy it was. And they just had to wait for the next day to do more. They just had to let the fires just keep feeding away, which is insane. And the fact that that's the same situation that we're seeing all over again is crazy to me. Okay. But again, I'm and of course, hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the like button. Hit it. Okay, that would be greatly appreciated. Of course. Let's see where we're at. Let's just see where we are at. Let's get it to 400 likes. Let's just get it to 400 likes. Okay, a like doesn't cost a thing and all that. I know this is a late show on a Wednesday night, but like I said, this is not going to be a super long show. I know, famous last word.
No, 400 likes. That would be awesome, and I've already liked it. See, boom! I bet you're at a lot of likes. With that said, you can check this man out, who is pretty cool. But I didn't discover you, Mr. Pascal, until BJ investigates, or BJ. I was a little bit familiar with that, Make It Make Sense, and Homegirl came on Make It Make Sense when they first connected. I was there for that, and then you were also on that panel, as well as Andy from Popcorn Planet, which I think he lives where I live here in Tampa, but nonetheless, I didn't know who you were at that point, but I do now. Join my journey to 200,000. All right. I'm helping, sir. I feel like you did something on the mainstream, if that makes sense. Like, you know what I'm saying. On the screen, on the big screen, Pascal. I'll have to look into you. But I dig you.
It's coming from me, but at the same time, I will most likely circle back and look at this again, or watch more and give you guys more updates tomorrow as well. We ain't done yet. I'm just saying, this is not going to be a super long, super long show.
Good.
Okay, but
not good,
let's.
It's the middle of the morning here on the East Coast. I'm tired.
Keep going forward.
Always keep it popping, pushing, and moving forward, Pascal.
Let's see what they got here.
It's incredible footage.
I paused it for
as Fox 11 was talking,
I paused it for a brief second. I ain't even gonna lie, because look, I thought Papa John's, dude. Is that funny or is it
But
not?
like I said, this is not going to be a super long show. I know, famous last words coming from me, but at the same time,
Me too.
I will most likely circle back and look at this again, or watch more and give you guys more updates tomorrow as well. We ain't done yet. I'm just saying, this is not going to be a super long, super long show. Okay.
109. It's not gonna be super long at all.
But let's.
But I paused it thinking I was getting an ad when this rolled up. No lie.
Keep going forward.
You got a line to kick it? No. Let me get my
Let's see what they got here.
flashlight off.
Thank you so much for having me on, Austin. And, it's incredible footage. I think as Fox 11 was talking, we saw one of the helicopters drop on Jackpot or an area with a lot of fuel. And it just knocked the heat out of it, which was great.
You know what I want to do after? Well, here's Papa John's. I paused the fucking screen recorder because I thought it was an ad. Is your home ready? Far from it, and I don't even live on that coast, but ready for wildfire. See, that's where they get you. It's all words, spelling, words, spells. Your sword is your tongue. Like, so if you're saying this, and if you're going to these websites, and you're and you're feeding this wildfires home ready type of thing, in a roundabout way, we are all making this shit happen. Now, there's people that, spelling, grammar, like if you know any etymology at all, it's all there. Oh, and this billboard behind us is something else. Can we see it? Yes, but I can't read it at all. Needles, that's a place. Okay, so maybe it's listing off places. Fuck if we know, but look, there's the little house, like a little lot. It's so very, like Truman Show or any of the shows for that matter. Except for there are flames all around, okay? Or is, not are you ready, but is your attachment ready? Damn, that's hardcore. Because I would say most of us are attached to our homes. And more so, he's a scary looking guy with that side eye right now, in my opinion. I mean, for him to get up and say whatever the flip he's gonna say, he can't be the best type of character. Because I'm assuming he's rubbing for the thing behind him. And let me turn my flashlight off, please, or pause. Looks like right now it is 38 degrees. How do we see this? I need to go flippy. Okay, so I had to turn my flashlight off, which led me to the notification of the weather. And then I came to it, so I just am going to point out and introduce on the weather. It's fire and ice, isn't it? Now, what is up with this, by the way? It's 40 degrees, but it feels like it's 34. It's 40 degrees, I'll say it again. It's 40 degrees. Feels like 34. Is that like age? Cloudy, you think? Do you think? This place has been Insert picture here or just film out the window briefly. It's a stupid Cupid, okay? Stupid Cupid, okay?